Story number 7, reported by WSMV4 News. Have you ever quit anything really quickly because you knew it wasn't going to work? Like
Yep.
maybe it was a physical endeavor, maybe it was a job, maybe it was a hobby. Is there anything where you started something and then you quit it quickly because you knew this just is not for me?
Yep. It was my first job. I worked at a state park for 3 days, and they had me work an hour off the clock each of my first 3 days. And the person that got me the job said that should not be happening. And when I raised concerns about it, they said, "Oh, well, that's a part of sort of paying your dues." And I was like, "I'm making $5.15 an hour. I'm not paying any dues." I was like, "You're lucky to have me here for that, or else you wouldn't be hiring all the time." And I quit.
You quit after 3 days on the
Quit after
job.
quit after 3 days. And that was the person who helped get me that job was like, "You should not be here if they're keeping you afterwards." If they would have paid me for that time, I would have stayed there.
Fascinating. Well, there was an escaped inmate in Nashville, Tennessee. The guy's name was Ricky Roach. Great marketable name, Ricky Roach. And he was on the run for about 2 hours. And a local deputy named Stephen Ellis, he heard it come over the radio, that this guy's escaped. And all of a sudden, Ricky Roach went right by him. And so Deputy Ellis pursued him, and he caught up to him pretty quickly. And Ricky Roach gave up immediately. He said, "Don't worry, I'm not going to run. I'm going to stay right here." He gave up right away. And my question for you is, how come Mr. Roach didn't put up a fight? Like, what do you think he was doing that made him decide to give up?
I'll tell you why. He's got no heart. He's got no heart whatsoever. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, it could be you.
Anytime I ran from the cops, I got away.
Yeah, or you just kept going. You kept going.
Yeah.
Well, in his case, the reason he gave up was that his getaway vehicle was a children's bicycle with one pedal missing.
No heart whatsoever.
Joey, you got the picture?
Zero heart.
There is the bike. Apparently, he found the bike upon his escape. He was completely exhausted trying to ride this bike. And once the deputy, Mr. Ellis, caught up to him, all Ricky Roach wanted to do was lay down. And apparently he did that right there on the side of the road. As soon as the deputy caught up to him, he was so exhausted. He got off the bike. He said, "Don't worry about me. I'm not going anywhere." And then he laid down right there on the side of the road.
No heart and no lungs.
Yeah, no cardio.
No respect for this guy. He could have hopped on a tractor trailer and got out of there.
The Cheatham County Sheriff's Office, they're now looking for the bike's owner because they want to return that one pedal bike.
I'm sure they're really missing it.
So, Sean Ross Sapp, are you much of a cyclist?
I was in my youth. I mean, I do the stationary bike a lot, but I don't like actively go around places. I've heard of too many people getting hit and killed to do that. I mean, seriously, people drive like idiots. So I'm not bicycling around.
Another story from your small town. You got, too many people that ride a bike and get hit by a car.
I mean, yeah, Miss Kentucky or Miss America, her driver hit and killed somebody years ago. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what's the first you've ever gone in one shot riding a bike? Like, what's the longest distance you've ever gone?
You know what? I had a friend that unfortunately passed away, and they did a bike ride in his honor, and it was a pretty good ride. Like, I feel like it was a good 10, 15-mile ride.
Okay, pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good. How long do you think that took you? Because Ricky Roach was on the run for 2 hours with one pedal.
Oh no, I can't remember how long it took me, but I mean that's when I was training MMA full time, so I had more lungs than old Ricky Roach did.
Yes, you did. All right, let's go to story number 5, reported by the Metro. Are you a fisherman, Sean? Like, do you like to fish?
No, I watch a show. I shouldn't even tell you this. It's called Naked and Afraid on Discovery, Investigation Discovery, whatever the hell it is. And they do a lot of fishing there. And
they're doing naked fishing?
Yeah. I mean, they're plopped down in the middle of nowhere naked, and they got to get their own food and all that stuff. But like, it makes me want to fish. I don't want to actively harm the fish. I'll eat it, but I don't want to actively harm it. If there's a way I could do it without harming the fish, I might be a little into it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you would not do what this guy did. So there's a man from Thailand, and he was spike fishing with a harpoon.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Spike fishing. It reminds me of like that Tom Hanks movie, Castaway. Spike fishing with a harpoon under the surface of the water. He ran into a problem. Sean Ross Sapp, do you have any idea what it was?
He shot himself with a harpoon.
That's a good answer. So because he's under the surface of the water, he has to come up for air from time to time.
Yeah.
And at one particular moment, when he came up for air, a fish happened to jump out of the water, went right into his mouth, and got lodged right into his throat.
Hey,
Joel, do you have that picture?
take it how you can get it. Take it how you can get it.
So this is an image from the hospital, and they're basically pointing to where the thing went. It went into his mouth. It got lodged between his throat and his nasal cavity after wriggling up through his nose. It took an hour of surgery to get it out. The thing was 5 inches long. Do you have a picture of the fish itself, Joel? There's what they got out. 5 inches long. Yeah, the man is expected to survive. And here's maybe the best part to the story. So there was a hospital official that was interviewed by the Metro about this whole thing. And this hospital official, in a very serious tone, said, the chances of this happening are very low. And I thought, thanks for the insight. Thanks for telling us the guys in Thailand aren't coming up for a breath and having fish get lodged to their throat on a weekly basis.
Well, I was able to get a quote from that fish.
You were?
Yeah, and they said, quote, I'm assuming this is off the coast of South Africa, coming up against a grown 800-pound tuna with his 20 or 30 friends. You lose that battle. You lose that battle 9 times out of 10. Guess what? You've wandered into our school of tuna, and now we have a taste of human. We've talked to ourselves. We've communicated and said, you know what? Human tastes good. Let's go get some more human. We developed a system to establish a beachhead and aggressively hunt you and your family. We will corner your pride, your children, your offspring. We will construct a series of breathing apparatus with kelp. We'll be able to trap certain amounts of oxygen. It's not going to be days at a time. An hour? An hour 45? No problem. That'll give us enough time to figure out where you live, go back to the sea, get some more oxygen, and stalk you. You just lost at your own game. You're outgunned and outmanned.
Where did you read that from?
Did that go the way that you thought it was going to go?
Not at all. It's
Nope.
a good thing we're taping this.
It's The Other Guys, 2010, Jimmy.
Uh-huh. Well, let's try to move on from that. Sean Ross Sapp, have you or someone you know ever gotten anything?
Gotten mesothelioma?
No. Have you ever gotten anything stuck in any orifice of your body that required medical attention?
Yeah, Jimmy. I got a music box stuck up my ass one time. And
Did you?
In Kentucky? No, actually, I've not ever. No.
Any friends that ever got anything stuck and required attention?
God damn it. There was a girl.
I knew there'd be something.
There's a girl local to us that had to go to emergency care because she got Pop Rocks in there.
She just had to know. She had to know.
That's the word. And I thought it was an urban myth. She outright admitted it.
Wow. And what was did you ask her, so how was it?
I didn't. I would imagine terrible considering the outcome.
Interesting. The things you learn doing this. Amazing. Pop Rocks.
If you want to see all our videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, click the subscribe button below. Otherwise, we'll start posting spoilers about your favorite new movies.